You're going to see coming down the road from Philadelphia Toboggan Company is probably no change in tradition and probably improved quality, but a lot of new things. And what we do, we hope that's going to be an impact not only on what we do as individuals, but also on the amusement park industry, and to you, the people who really make it what it is. And I can honestly say that I'm very, very proud and very happy to be a partner with Tom and involved in this type of an industry, and look forward to taking Philadelphia Toboggan further than it's ever been before.
Go ahead. Try to get a secret out of Tom Rebbe. Good luck.
Oh, I'm glad you asked that. I can't tell you. It's a secret, but we're working on something. We're working on something right now that's it's pretty substantial, and we're really, Bill and I are both real happy about it, and real excited about it. And I wish I really could. I know last year in Virginia I said the exact same thing. I was like, oh, we're working on something, but I can't tell you what it is. We will be letting you know one way or another. We'll probably call everybody. I've got all your phone numbers, and we'll put the word out, and just go to the four winds from there.
Michelle Zerline, Doug Gillette, and Jeff Jordan, the representatives from P&E Park, gave interesting and informative presentations concerning the history of that park and some things to come.
At this time, we're looking for low-budget or no-budget ways to to improve and enhance the attractiveness of the park, and to restore a lot of the nostalgia, and to modernize, some of the things that we're offering.
Thursday night, enthusiasts gathered at the Adams Mark Hotel to enjoy the annual ACE Banquet. After opening remarks, ACE President Ray Uberoff presented John S. Hudacek, General Manager of Worlds of Fun, with some gifts of gratitude for helping make the convention such a success.
Where is he? Is he behind the spotlight over there? John Hudacek, are you over there? General Manager, President, CEO of Worlds of Fun. Would you come over here, please? I must say, thanks, John.
Thank you.
I must say that John and his staff have really adapted to this weather that's in this area, and I think they did an outstanding job getting ride time for us and being hosts for our event here. I want to present a few things to John. First of all, one of our outstanding Coaster Con t-shirts.
All right.
And I hope it fits.
I bet it will.
There you go, and if not, we'll exchange it. I will also be having some from, is Mike Neese here? I'll talk to him later. Is Mike Neese here yet? Okay, well, we have some more. And then, John, I'd like to give you this plaque, and it says, Worlds of Fun. ACE salutes Worlds of Fun, co-host for Coaster Con 16. We value the support that you have given the ACE over the years, and we thank you for the courtesies that you have extended to our members. That means 5 years of free admission. We put polite words on here, but we really know what it means. ACE congratulates you for your commitment to roller coasters and their importance at Worlds of Fun. And if you weren't here this afternoon and heard John talk about the roller coaster that's going to go down in the caves, if you weren't here, shame on you. Those of us who were here, we're not going to tell you. Presented with our sincere appreciation for being gracious hosts as we gathered to celebrate the Wacky Worms, Zambezi Zinger, Oriental Express, and the Timberwolf. American Coaster Enthusiasts, Coaster Con 16, July 5 through 8, 1993.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Here's the cover for it, so would you like to say a few words? Sure.
Well, Ray, and I'd like to take this opportunity to just say thank you on behalf of all of the folks who work at Worlds and Oceans of Fun. It truly is a joy for us to host this celebration of the love of the roller coaster, and I hope that the membership, which started with very few people in 1978, 15 years ago at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, which I happened to be working at the time, will continue to swell like it has since then to over 4,000, and that everyone in the world will begin to better appreciate the magical thrill that a roller coaster brings to you. When you get on it and you go up and you first experience that exhilaration of going up the lift, all the way through until the moment when you come back into the station and you say, goodness gracious, that was just terrific, and I can't wait to do it again. And so we, in the amusement industry, and particularly here at Worlds and Oceans of Fun, really genuinely appreciate the good news that you spread about all of our wonderful attractions and about our parks, and we're very fond of you and appreciate you choosing Kansas City and our parks to have your Coaster Con 16 at. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
After a delicious dinner, the festivities continued as Matt Crawler presented the photo contest winners of 1993.
Well, we had a lot of good pictures again this year. We had a total of 52 entries, and before I go on, I'd like to thank a couple of people. I'd like to thank Patty Larson, who allowed me to go to a lot of the presentations while she sat in there and manned the table, and Paul Merriam, who helped me count the winners. Okay, first of all, we have our third place winner, Tom Keefe, with a picture of the Elitch's Twister. The second place winner is also not attending the convention, Ken Kugler, with a picture of the Arkansas Twister. Okay, and our grand prize winner, it was a very close vote, by the way, between the second place winner and the first place winner, only a total of 8 points separated the two. The winner is Harry Lines with a picture of the Le Monster in Montreal. Yeah, he's coming out. Here he is.
Coaster Con t-shirts were also presented to the representatives of Peony Park, thanking them for their historical tour of the park earlier that day. The keynote speaker for the evening was ACE historian Dr. Robert Cartmel.
I'm very honored to introduce our keynote speaker for tonight. I'm one of those who read a New York Times article about 20 years ago now. Although back in those days, I was a very shy individual, and I didn't have the nerve to try and get a hold of Bob Cartmel through the New York Times. Bob not only wrote that article, he organized the coast-to-coast coaster display for the Smithsonian Institution. He has been ACE's one and only historian. He's the author of The Incredible Scream Machine. He is a member of ACE's Roller Coaster Museum and Archives Committee. He's a full professor at the State University of New York and chairman of the art department at Albany. He will be the author of ACE's next book on the designer John Miller. I consider him the world's leading authority on roller coasters, and I think all of you do too. When I asked Bob last year to talk to our banquet this year, he said, "What do you want me to talk about?" And I said, "Bob, you can talk about anything you want because I know it's going to be about roller coasters." In addition to all that, he's one of the nicest all-around nice guys and coasterholics I know. I'm very proud to introduce Dr. Robert Cartmel.
Well, thank you, Ray. Thanks for having me here. And congratulations to ACE for being 15 years old. We haven't talked about that much, but we're 15. We survived, and we're 4,000 strong. My son spent the last 6 months in Russia. He speaks fluent Russian. live with a Russian family. So I bribed him, or commissioned him, to find something that I've always been curious about. We all know about the ice slides in Russia. We all know about St. Petersburg, formerly Leningrad, formerly St. Petersburg. And all the beautiful castles and churches and pavilions in St. Petersburg and surrounding cities and parks. The Russian architects had a great sense of humor. This pavilion, all the floors intentionally creaked. So I'm just saying this because this gives you an idea of the way they thought. About a half mile down the road from the creaking pavilion is this rather innocent pavilion. And you won't believe what it is. It is the first wheeled roller coaster in the world. It's called the Coasting Hill Pavilion. Of all the structures and designs of Oranienbaum Park, this Oranienbaum Park, the most stunning is the Coaster Hill Pavilion. It stands out like a lighthouse on a high coastal cliff and can be seen from far away, from the ocean bay and from the depths of the park.
Dr. Cartmel also had some wonderful news concerning the Ace Museum.
I am so swamped with this material. I filled my garage, I filled my attic. My house has been overwhelmed. So what I'm saying is I'm giving my complete collection to the Roller Coaster Museum. Now you have to find a place to put it.
After Dr. Cartmel's presentation, Tom Rebbe of the Philadelphia Toboggan Company gave out the second annual Spirit of Ace Award.
Hello again. Well, you guys multiplied this afternoon. How's that? Can you zero in on that so everybody can get a close look at that? Says PTC Second Annual Manufacturers Award. First one went to Marie Miller last year, Ray said. I had a whole lot of things to say about the next person that we decided on for this. But that's kind of out the window now. I don't know what else you could say about it. And no matter what I say about the person, or how I try to sneak around to hold you in suspense, you'll figure it out sooner or later. The only thing I can figure is about 15 years ago, 17 years ago when I started at PTC, someone, I believe it's in the firehouse I belong to, came into me with a magazine and said, I know you just started working at this place, but I found this article by some character who wrote about 10 best roller coasters in the country. And it was in a magazine. It was kind of racy, too. So I looked it over. Then I read the article. And I was enthralled with it. Somebody would sit there and do this. And I always wanted to meet the man. And I've only met him a few times. And I've heard so much about him. I read his articles. And everything I was going to say about it, Ray popped off earlier about it, and so you already know him, and I guess we're going to have to drag Dr. Cartmel back up here.
Later, Friends of Ace were recognized with T-shirts, and a special presentation was made to Tom Rebbe of PTC.
I'd like to read a little plaque that I have here. It says, Ace salutes Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters for its historic role in the amusement park industry and for its enduring commitment to the wooden roller coaster. Throughout its long history, PTC has set the highest standards for amusement park rides and attractions, whether they be roller coasters, carousels, old mills, crazy daisies, cuddle-ups, or skee-ball. Over the years, PTC has been known for the best in roller coaster design, technology, and maintenance. From the old figure eight to the most contemporary wooden coaster, PTC sets the standard for the wooden roller coaster industry. And we know that means especially trains. PTC best reflects ACE's own goals of the preservation, appreciation, and enjoyment of roller coasters, especially the traditional wooden roller coaster. And Tom, I'm very happy to announce on behalf of the Executive Committee and all 4,200 members of ACE in 15 countries on 5 continents around the world that the American Coaster Enthusiast is pleased to recognize PTC as an honorary member, presented July 8, 1993.
The banquet was also host of the 1993 ACE auction to benefit the ACE Preservation Fund. Several signs were donated by Worlds of Fun, Busch Gardens, and ACE members, raising $820 for the fund. The fun of the week didn't end with the banquet. ACE's Day at Joyland provided an entire convention's worth of excitement. Joyland is a family-owned and operated traditional amusement park. The park houses 19 rides in all. The Wacky Shack, the Log Jam, and roller coaster are their 3 biggest attractions. Joyland's roller coaster is an ACE coaster classic. Built in 1949, this Herbert Schmeck Philadelphia Toboggan Company L-shaped out-and-back coaster features an 80-foot lift and 2,600 feet of track. This coaster uses a belt-driven wooden flywheel and contains a rare and unusual parabolic first drop. Roller coaster is the only coaster in the United States that runs vintage Philadelphia Toboggan Company trains with stationary lap bars.
My name is Stan Nelson, and I'm owner and operator of Joyland Park, and try all the time to run the coaster that's sitting behind us. We haven't really named it any specific name, but we call it the roller coaster because it seems like in the olden days when you're trying to tell people what you had, you kind of told them what it was. You told them you had a roller coaster, which was something special. It was built in 1949 with an awful lot of work from the Ottaway brothers. They were great craftsmen in metal and wood, and they helped the people build it. And that's what made it possible for somebody in Kansas to build a wooden roller coaster. And it's been a great attraction for Joyland. It's always been the top attraction. And with the type of drop we have, it makes it a little bit unique. We remember John Allen being out here. I knew him personally, and I liked him very much. We had a good relationship. The coaster's still, like I said, the most popular ride in the park. It's difficult to maintain, and we have to maintain it all the time, and we do major work on it during the winter time and a lot of work on it during the summertime. But it's a safe type of ride, I believe. It's made with lots of strength in it. I think that's the way they built them back then.
Many Acers were in seventh heaven during the morning exclusive ride time. Can you blame them?
Hello there.
Hello. How was that ride?
It was great.
Did that camera hold up?
The park provided a picnic for the group complete with the homemade cuisine that Joyland is famous for. After the picnic, the ACE Award presentations were held to honor Joyland and the park's wonderful coaster classic, Roller Coaster.
Well, we're at Joyland as part of our Coaster Con 16, and we're having a special ceremony here today because not only is Joyland hosting us, but Joyland is an ACE Coaster Classic. And you all know that of all the 234 operating coasters in North America this year, only 23 of them are Coaster Classics. And Joyland is one, and I am very honored to read this flag and to present it to the Nelsons. The flag says, American coaster enthusiasts recognizes Joyland's roller coaster as an ACE Coaster Classic. ACE recognizes Herbert Schmeck's roller coaster as an ACE Coaster Classic in its purest form. The use of traditional materials, equipment, and operating methods which are fundamental to the classic wooden roller coaster experience ensures its enduring popularity. ACE commends the preservation of this American treasure so that future generations may enjoy its classic thrills. Roller coaster has thrilled thousands of riders since 1949. We hope that it will run forever. Presented July 9th, 1993. What do you think, folks? We have some more for the park, and to make those presentations, here is our Vice President, Jan Kaiser. Jan?
And on behalf of ACE, I'd like to present this to you, Margaret and Steve, as our official event plaque, and it reads, Joyland Amusement Park, ACE salutes Joyland Amusement Park, co-host for Coaster Con 16. We appreciate your having us here, and thank you for all of the courtesies that you have extended to our members. Presented with our sincere appreciation for being gracious hosts as we gather to ride the ACE Coaster Classic roller coaster as part of our annual convention. Presented July 9th, 1993. Tidbit for them for having us here today from our convention. And I'd like to give all three of you the official t-shirt of Coaster Con 16. There's one of them for each one of you.
We can exchange it if it's on the side.
Hold them up. Hold them up. Let's see them.
They want to take a picture.
All right, smile.
The 1993 ACE Coaster Con 16 provided enough twists, turns, drops, and hops to fulfill just about any coaster enthusiast. This year's convention is over, but the thrill of Worlds of Fun and Joyland's 5 exciting coasters remains.